Hey friends, it's Holy Week and today is Monday and I'm kicking off our week here. It was such a great time celebrating Palm Sunday yesterday. I hope you were able to join us on our live stream and just as we open the Word to remember how powerful a week this is and why we celebrate and truly remember the entryway that Jesus made into Jerusalem. And so today our focus is going to be on two different stories of Jesus. Monday during Holy Week is known as the Day of Authority, and we see Jesus put his authority into action in two different ways, actually through a little bit of frustration, which is kind of interesting. So check out these two passages. It's Matthew 21, starting with verse 12. It says, Jesus entered the temple and began to drive out all of the people buying and selling animals for sacrifice. He knocked over the tables of the money changers and the chairs of all of those selling doves. He said to them, "The scriptures declare, my temple will be called a house of prayer, but you have turned it into a den of thieves." The blind and the lame came to him in the temple, and he healed them. The leading priests and the teachers of the religious law saw these wonderful miracles and heard even the children in the temple shouting, "Praise God for the Son of David." But the leaders were indignant. They asked Jesus, "Do you hear what these children are saying?" "Yes," Jesus replied. "Haven't you ever read the scriptures? For they say, you have taught children and infants to give you praise." And then he returned to Bethany, where he stayed overnight. So that's our first story that we have in this passage. And then it continues on into the cursing of a fig tree. So we're going to continue on in verse 18. It says, "In the morning, as Jesus was returning to Jerusalem, he was hungry, and he noticed a fig tree beside the road. He went over to see if there were any figs, but there were only leaves. Then he said to it, 'May you never bear fruit again.' And immediately the fig tree withered up. The disciples were amazed when they saw this and asked, 'How did the fig tree wither so quickly?' Then Jesus told them, 'I tell you the truth. If you have faith and don't doubt, you can do things like this and much more. You can even say to this mountain, may you be lifted up and thrown into the sea, and it will happen. You can pray for anything, and if you have faith, you will receive it.'" And I just think these two stories are really interesting on this, quote, Day of Authority. We see Jesus' authority being used in a way probably unlike most times that we see Jesus teaching and talking. We see his frustration, and I like to call it a holy frustration, because I think he's frustrated because the people just don't get it. They've put God into this small box, and they've made God so much less big and less powerful than he really is and than he's meant to be in their lives. And so he teaches a little bit through his frustration. His actions show his disciples and his closest followers that, guys, we're missing the point right now. We are not understanding what is to come. See, Jesus knew what was coming. He knew what the days ahead looked like. And so as we remember this Holy Week, and as you celebrate today, Monday, as the Day of Authority, may you just be reminded of God's authority in your life. And may you be reminded that maybe we've put God into too small of a box, and we need to let him out and unleash him in our lives to let his power truly become real. And I hope that will sit with you today. I hope that can be a prayer for you today, that you would focus on his authority, his rule over your life and the lives of those around you. We love you. Be blessed today. We'll talk to you later.